Well, we came back from our break, and we're sitting here in between episodes, and the old man was sleeping. The amount of stupid, fun, little polish, quirky things that they put into this, it's quite fun. Speaking of, old man sneezing. It's fine. Anyway, on to scenario number 2. What's up, guys? This is Heist. We're taking 3. We've got Spin, we've got Greninja, and we've got Wings and Strings joining us once again. And we're gonna go to Germantown, USA, and see what happens.
Away we go.
Oh, no, the old man fell asleep again.
Go to Germantown before he wakes up.
In the middle of the 1800s, things were right tough.
Mods are asleep. Touch the lamp.
Most of the land was owned
Pretty much.
and controlled by the aristocracy. And that meant few opportunities for the common folk. But in America, you could make a name for yourself instead of having to inherit the right one. Whole German communities picked up and resettled in the Midwest, lock, stock, and barrel. Sometimes you could barely tell you weren't back in the old country.
Back in the old country. Usually, comrade, here, old country referred to this way, but anyway. Let's see. All these settlers brought their dreams of a better life and a free place. However, nothing's free, true, and they'll have to work hard. So will you. These towns are growing fast, and they're going to need supplies and transportation if they're going to succeed. We're just the tycoon they're looking for. For bronze, we need to connect St. Louis to Cleveland and have a company book value of $10 million by 1880. So we got 30 years for bronze. And then as well, $25 million and earn at least $5 million from industry profits. And gold, St. Louis to Cleveland, have a company book value of at least $40 million and earn at least $10 million from industries. And you must be the only railroad in business by the end of 1880. And you can only start one company. Okay.
Yeah, this is a huge step up from the first one. The first one is kind of the tutorial level. This one is sort of go ham, and there's a lot of stipulations to get gold. Usually the thing they want you to do is start building your railroad and then start buying industries along the way. That's usually not how I play it. What I do is I expand as quickly and aggressively as I can and start buying out the other railroads as quickly as possible. And one of the things you're going to need to do for that is you can lay unconnected track here, so you're going to want to place small depots to cheese the AI into only picking bad spots. So really, before you do anything on this map, you're going to want to check the economy of the entire map, see where are the good hotspots to get, and force the AI to start somewhere they don't want to, because
that's the way to be.
It's going to be pivotal to keeping them from growing too big. Once they get too big and you can't buy them out easily, then you kind of lose one of the stipulations for gold. Really, what you're going to want to do is connect everything as aggressively as you can, get to a point where your company's making 4 or 5 figures a year, and then just start buying industries up like crazy.
Alright. We're going to be the flying pig variety of the ES&D today, because that seems about right. Let's see. Ooh.
Eat pig and fly.
Before your dreams of starting a railway out of the Midwest, you've done a little investing. On the eve of your company debut, you hear the investment's paid off, but which was it? More money, 10% less for all trains, station building costs 10 less, or import the 222.
You're gonna want that one. Like, trains are only, I think, like 40 to 80,000 in this. Stations can be upwards of 200,000. So
yeah,
if you get 10% off of that, it's a big savings.
Whereas these other two are single time boons. Yeah,
which the Firefly I don't even think is a good option here.
Probably not. Let's see. Yeah, I can't. Well, fine. I wanted to see what locomotives were there, but that's all right.
Yeah, eat shit, die Midwest.
Yes, the eat shit, die in the Midwest.
A lot of stuff in Memphis. A lot of stuff in, looks like,
Detroit to Toledo. I mean, that would be this little.
Yeah, you can build a DT&I there.
You could just do the DT&I, or you could just be the CNIM and go from Chicago, or not even Chicago.
Cedar Rapids has a ton of cars.
And then up top, Minneapolis is also a good one.
Northtown.
Yeah.
I think St. Louis usually is a
I usually start in St. Louis, because that's a decent spot to start.
Okay, yeah.
Right there. It's actually not It's got a lot of traffic along the river, but it doesn't have a lot of carloads.
Yeah, I would say.
I think we're gonna DT&I post. That seems the most dense.
Yeah, you're gonna want to get Toledo and Detroit. I'd say medium
The
station
iron ore
in Toledo,
goes to Detroit.
small in Detroit. Check around Chicago, because eventually it's gonna be a good
All
hub.
railroads go to Chicago. That is true.
Yeah, I would say small depot in Chicago, even if you don't build around it first, just so you take that from other companies. But yeah, I'd say Toledo, Detroit, Chicago, Memphis, and St. Louis would be where I'd plant your 5 stations to start.
Put the little depots. Can you put one without track?
Yeah, you could just place a depot down, and it'll tell the AI, hey, don't.
I've built here. We're cheesing this ancient game. It's perfect.
Yeah, so Chicago, St. Louis, Memphis, Toledo, and
Memphis,
Detroit.
Toledo. I mean, I'm gonna build my railroad there. I think so.
Yeah, and then
maybe Minneapolis as well.
Fair shout. Although, what was the other one? Cedar Rapids.
Cedar Rapids.
I mean, you can just put. I mean, it's only 50K a pop.
Yeah,
might as well.
It's less than
Minneapolis,
that because of our thing. 45K.
Right.
I thought there was another one that was a little up, kind of northeast to here. Up a little bit more.
Oh, you go down.
Saginaw. Well, we're gonna build a railroad between, I think, all that real quick.
Yeah. But you wanna get that city before an AI spawns there, because in my experience, one always spawns there.
Yeah, if you do Toledo and Saginaw, or like Toledo, Detroit, Saginaw, Cleveland, like you might as well. That's gonna be what you're gonna connect up first.
Yeah. Oh no,
So,
Cleveland.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna build.
Come and look at both of our buildings.
It's fine. Flat railroad. Here we are.
This
love the flat railroad.
is this an accurate simulation of railroading in the American Midwest?
This is, I think.
I consider this an accurate simulation of railroading in the Midwest.
Small seems to get that.
I'd also throw
Yeah, make Detroit's your hub there.
Detroit, Train City.
Yeah, and you can build up to probably Lansing and then Saginaw on the way.
There's a mountain there.
Lansing you could probably skip.
a
Yeah.
little low on cash, though. You might not be able to build the line up there yet.
I would at least plant a depot if you got it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to build to Saginaw, you could build to Cleveland, because there's going to be a lot of lake traffic there.
You can upgrade that later.
Oh, you might be able to get there, but yeah, Cleveland would be another fair shout. Yeah, the main thing is just always be expanding.
Right.
You want to connect up as much of the railroad and just get it to where it's churning money.
I like this song.
Yeah.
Solo OST slaps.
I think one of the songs you did for soundtrack stuff a while ago has a very similar riff to this one, where it might just straight up be the riff, but
maybe?
I think it's Bitterroot Mine. I think it's just transposed to a different key.
It's yeah, that's definitely where that inspiration came from. Yeah. We don't have enough money for the servicing facilities stuff, and also there's no space to put it because the ocean hitbox. It's fine.
I mean, yeah, you should just need a water tank on this end if you're making.
If we do it, yeah.
Hub. Oh wait, did that actually connect?
I don't know.
It did. It was green when it landed.
It was.
It's a very long spout.
Yeah.
You've heard a long spout oil can. This is the long spout water tank. Yeah, we'll just pedal this, I think.
Yep. Although I would do Toledo, so that way it goes back to that.
Oh right.
Do a fourth one at Toledo. Yeah.
Yep. Ah, caboose hop. There it is.
Woo! Yep. Check your cargo. Does it have?
Cleveland doesn't have crap.
Oh, gotcha.
Not
So-
yet.
It will eventually. It's good to have at least one of your two destinations
Yeah,
there.
I think we buy a second train that's just the bounce between the two. I know
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
I don't think you necessarily need it just yet. I mean, you could get one now and use it elsewhere later.
Yeah, can always
That's a
redo
fair
it.
shout.
All right.
Do you have any? Okay, so you do have a maintenance thing up at Detroit.
Yep.
So yeah, you should be good as far as maintenance for now.
All right. Yeah, let's give it a go.
Something else you could also do is like very gradually start buying stock in the other companies
Right.
because it will
Hostile
make the,
takeovers situations.
Not even necessarily that. If you attempt a merger, the more shares you have in the company, the
Right.
lower of an offer you can make because you have more shares in the vote.
Right. Exactly.
Which that's so cool. Is there's like so many different ways to take over other companies and just different ways to play the stock market and the way you build on this map. Like when we get to the Orient Express at some point, there are people who have beaten that level without running like a single train for 90% of the run.
That is hilarious.
Because like that's the neat thing about this game is it doesn't just talk about like the economics or whatever, but it's like the social aspect and the politics of railroading, and it's really cool.
It's really well encompassing. Like it goes over a little bit of everything. Yeah, we're gonna want to get to Chicago, where the Strom quads are. It's a reference for my mom and no one else. It's fine. Yeah, the train back to Toledo is apparently the gravy
It's
train.
doing well, yeah. I like the cargo, which is just 3 boxes stacked on a
Yep.
flat car.
It's crates. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so it looks like one of your competitors popped up. How's that doing?
Yeah, he just popped up over here. Madison to Rockford.
Middle of nowhere to middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't do well, like, I would steer clear of them. If they suffered, that would be a decent thing to have so that you can absorb them and then
Right.
connect Chicago to Cedar Rapids and Minneapolis, and you can use them as part of your expansion.
Hey, our stock's worth $69. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, we could buy on
brain
margin
cell.
their stuff, but nah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, not on margin.
I gotta get more salary. Gotta build. Oh, Holland to Lansing. There's another competitor there.
Yeah, I would check real quick, see where any breweries are and which ones are profitable, because those are going to be industries you're going to want to get on this map.
The one in Lansing.
That one. Yeah.
Looks like
that
there's
one.
not a whole lot. Okay, so there's only like 1 or 2 corn farms around it.
And then
Check
there's
corn.
several in St. Louis, and then corn.
Okay, so a lot down there. So if you can get it where you connect up some of the spaces around there, and then get a brewery and haul it up there, because for now, if breweries aren't getting the corn they need, they're going to be very cheap to buy. It's
Right.
once the corn has a chance to migrate up there and they are
Then
profitable.
it's gonna become yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I know I had said to hold off on industries as far as purchasing until later, but it's really good to be aware of what they're doing up until then.
Right, and the thought is like, yeah, before you kick the industry in the shorts and make it start generating cars, it's good to have it bought because it'll be cheaper.
Yeah, do the
1.7.
the old corrupt tycoon thing. Buy all the land before it's worth something, then build a railroad there.
Literally. Let's see. Oh yeah, Dyersburg, probably. To Jackson.
Oh, that's the other thing. If a town starts with less than half of a star, no amount of stuff, unless you really artificially like try to feed into it, is going to make it grow to 1 star.
Oh, interesting.
So like Fort Wayne there, I would just completely skip that. It's like a 1/4 star.
We're not running the 765. It's fine.
Oh.
They're pleased. Look at that.
Yay.
We did have the most
Right.
revenue.
Let's see. Yeah, luckily there's no personal net worth involved in this. There will be on the Texas T map.
Right.
But that's what I like about this is it introduces different stipulations for each one, so there's a gradual ramp up of difficulty.
I think we're gonna
if you want to get that to
try and get to Saginaw here.
I'd say maybe just start like I know you want to build a Y. I would just build a spur off of the Detroit line. Just skirt around that hill.
Yeah. How do we? What's the setting to turn off the trees? The trees are pretty, but I would like to.
I think it's in the settings.
Gameplay.
Settings, gameplay. Auto hide trees during track lay.
Auto grid during track lay. What's that?
Might be neat. I think it just turns on a landscape filter. So it's a little disorienting. I tend to not use it.
It's not half bad though.
Yeah.
Really helps the hills.
It helps you. See all that madness.
Yeah, you should have plenty of space to skirt the ridge to the east there.
Sneak up and around that way.
Oh no, not that way. I would just literally like I know it's.
You want to go
trains
up,
are going to do a funky.
Up and that way.
Just beeline it around.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We don't have to be auto-connected this time, so we can just build a section and then just... Oh. Well, maybe.
I might not like that. Damn.
There we go. It's like, there's going to be a way to cheese it.
It's goofy, but it works. And then, just build up to Saginaw.
Yeah, which we want to go. There is a little bit of mountain-y shenanigans through here.
You could skirt it a little more to the north. But you could also do that. Nice.
Yeah, I think we're gonna snake through it just fine.
I still am out of this loop.
The grid is pretty helpful for seeing what the heck we're doing here. Oh no, so close. There we go.
So close.
Just like that.
Yeah,
that one. Yep. That's far enough away. It'll probably want a water tower.
Yeah, water towers are cheap. It's the maintenance facilities that cost the most. Do upkeep on.
This is the guy who do our peddler service. How's he do? Does he do okay? How is
the one that
train?
just runs Detroit to Toledo? You could add Saginaw to that.
We could. Yeah. Yeah, because he's making a fantastic 26K there.
Yeah, because it's running Toledo, then Detroit, then maybe do Saginaw, Detroit.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. And then that should just
scroll through the list just to make sure that the ordering is right.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Because that should coincide with our carload situation a little bit, hopefully.
Yep, so it looks like there's going to be a lot of traffic going Saginaw to Lansing, so Lansing might try to hook up to you. What you can do is if they connect to it, delete the section of track right around where they connected, and then just reconnect somewhere else, and they won't be able to
shoot fly around.
Which the other fun thing is they aren't smart enough to update their pathfinding for locomotives, so if a train was already on its way, it'll be stuck.
That's kind of hilarious. We got a gravy train right here.
This is just good vibes. I'm digging this.
Yeah.
It is good vibes. This game's just fun. The soundtrack of this game really makes it.
Yeah, this is, what is it, Ice House Cricket? Love this one.
I believe so, yeah.
I have like the whole soundtrack committed to memory at this point. It's just too good.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
You said that and I was like, no, actually I knew that too. Okay, well, what's our next move gonna be?
Check your other companies real quick, see how they're doing. So it looks like you have 1, 2, 3, 4 out there. Oh, Jackson and Dyersburg is not doing great.
Well, they picked Jackson and Dyersburg, so they're pleased.
I'd say if they keep doing bad, let them do a couple of years of losses.
Holland and Lansing's the one that's really struggle busting.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's the one that's next to you too. So that'll be good for expansion.
That's a spicy meatball right there. Because we can take a look. We got
The tricky thing is you don't want to buy them out with too big of a buyout because then the investors might have enough money to start another one. So you're gonna want to buy them out on the cheap when they're suffering.
Gotcha. Is now do we just do the meme a weapons factory near Fort Wayne?
You could.
We could.
I'd say the one.
It's just like, do we just start shorting their stock?
No, because then if their stock goes, you're gonna have to, make a margin call, and it's not gonna be fun. Like when you got the call from your stockbroker, that's what happens.
Yeah. But they're not doing too hot.
If you short their stock right before you try to make a purchase or a buyout, I think it negatively affects that too.
That would make sense.
Because it's basically like you're holding negative stocks in the company, more or less.
Right.
So it's like it'll count against you.
Holy crap! Train to Saginaw.
Yeah, Saginaw's doing great.
Meat.
Moneymaker. Check around. Check Chi-Town.
Yeah, how's
see what's going on over there.
Chicago? Chicago's getting some more stuff
you can
going
run
on.
you can run up to either up to Milwaukee or run down to what's south of there.
Milwaukee.
Not much.
Not much.
Lafayette. That's how you pronounce that,
I'd say
right?
Chicago to St. Louis is probably the way you're going to want to do that. Just follow the river there through Peoria and Springfield.
Yeah.
If you want to do that as the next big push, you probably could.
That's right. We don't have to build everything continuous. So
yeah, I'd say start St. Louis, go up to Springfield, because there's a bunch of corn up there, so it'll help the breweries.
There's a bunch of corn up there.
There's corn in our field.
Sorry, ever since moving back east, I've had a bit of a drawl coming in ever so slightly.
I'm sitting here. I don't like the way this station's oriented for this.
So it's only what, like 45K to build another?
No, we're gonna want a bigger station, but anyway.
Oh,
Yeah,
90.
you're gonna.
Again, you're getting those at a premium, so or not a premium, a discount actually.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'd build up to Springfield, wherever that may be.
Dollars.
Oh, you can probably refinance that.
We can do another alone shenanigan.
Yeah, see if you can get it. Yeah,
there we go. Sick.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
so
I guess
Springfield, Peoria, Chicago.
Yeah, we should probably connect all of those.
Springfield,
Oh, God, it is just flat out there. I've ridden the Empire Builder before. I should know this.
No, can't confirm. Flat. We have corn.
Yeah, I remember it was like a month before my 10th birthday. Was it my 10th? No, maybe it was my 11th birthday. My dad was just like, hey, pack a bag. We gotta go to the train station. I'm like, what? And we went and we rode the Empire Builder from Seattle to Chicago, all the way across. And that is one of the most spectacular, scenic, beautiful rides for the first quarter. And then it was just.
And then it's just corn.
Corn to the corn flats.
You like corn?
Can I get another one?
No, you see the
9%. We'll do that just so I can get my
get up there.
This guy.
I say put one St. Louis, yeah, and then just do another peddler.
Yep.
Yeah. The fun part about passenger trains is something like the Joe Rocket-esque type train where it's just fast, quick passenger train.
Speedy boy.
Yeah. That is
I need to come see this 765 run.
Change. You might be able to get the rest of the way to Chicago from there.
We might. Yeah, it's worth a shot.
Because then the other thing is you start running like Cleveland to St. Louis or Cleveland, Chicago, St. Louis, Chicago, and they just make gangbusters.
Yeah.
Then we're doing the Midwest thing. Well, I bridged over the river.
Yep. Midwesting, both Illinois on the central.
Huh. Full-time cable operator. 20% more maintenance, but save time? What do you think?
I mean, if it saves time...
I don't know if we should do this because of our strat of building all the little stations around.
That's also a good point.
Because we're going to have to pay more maintenance on stations we're not even using.
There's only one station unused at this point, and that's just... Or no, there's two. There's Minneapolis and... Yeah, but like the thing is, like, once you get to like 50 stations, yeah, that's probably going to be...
Helpful.
Might be tricky. It's going to be helpful when you have a lot
20%
of 20%
when you get a lot of trains in there, 20% time savings might be nice. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it'll keep it from being choke points for the
Why not? We're gonna
Why
spend the
not?
money.
Plan for the future. Be a society.
Indianapolis got a distillery. Neutral.
Yeah, so that'll take produce. So if there's any produce farms around there, it'll go to that.
All right. Well, let's see. There are several.
Okay. Check your trains. See when the next money's coming in.
Are not doing so hot right now.
Damn.
I don't feel so good.
I realized I need to stop swearing.
It's fine. Sorry everyone for last episode / this episode. We're trying to be good, but also trying to do this. Heck. HE double hockey sticks. Part of the thought with this series is, vibe, feel, chill, good vibes, less work, but still giving you the podcasty kind of content that has been around. So, trying not to do too much of an editing shenanigan here. Anyway, they've suspended the dividend because we have no money.
Well, we could do the Fantastic Mr. Fox thing where we just
cluster cuss. Yes. How are my competitors doing? Not stellar. Most of them.
Cuss awful.
You'd love to see it.
Hoss.
Yeah, I think the cussed.
Yeah, these guys.
They got a D credit rating. I love how you could peep into their finances too.
That is kind of funny.
Yeah,
we got a 13% interest rate bond. Ouch.
Yeah, that is a tough thing. Is if you buy out a railroad, you inherit their debt.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that is the
that's
challenge.
how it works.
Yeah, and they modeled everything. It's so bloody brilliant, everything that they did for this game.
What would it be for you to get a loan at right now?
10%, which is
you might want it
just to get to Chicago.
Yeah. Get to Chi-Town, build an express route.
Yeah, I think that's worth.
I don't think you need to upgrade the depot there. But,
no, not yet.
Well, you could build a train there, at least. I would build a train first. Remember, the trains won't need maintenance until, a while later.
Right.
You will want the water towers, though. Yeah,
I did put down a water tower, yeah. Oh, really? That's it?
You could put maybe...
we should probably put one
that
out.
One, I would... After it gets to
this
St.
one
Louis,
Imperial area. That's fine.
Yeah, I'd say after that peddler gets to St. Louis, redo all of its scheduling so it goes all the way up to Chicago and back.
Yeah, Springfield.
It's just you want to change that while it's unloading at a depot, just so that it doesn't load up with a train and then it cancels that order because all that freight just gets voided.
Oh, interesting.
I do like this version. On the railroad,
someone's making moves in the west there.
Oh yeah,
Madison and Rockford.
I see that.
And expanded, so they're doing pretty well. I would maybe. Do you want to buy some of their stock or not? Might not be a bad idea to have that. Just when it comes time to making a move, you have
right.
more votes.
Let's take a look-see here. They're probably the one that's worth something. Yeah, Madison, Rockford.
Yeah, I would just buy one of each for now.
Get a share in everybody, even the bad ones.
Yeah.
Instant feedback on, was that a good idea? Because you get the people yelling all excited.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the sound design is very good in this game.
Oh my god.
Holy crap.
Holy crap.
Lightning.
I never realized lightning actually strikes the ground there. That's awesome.
That's pretty
Yeah,
rad.
I've been noticing that too. It does strike the ground. It's just really far away usually.
This game's 22 years old and it's still surprising me. That's awesome.
They put a lot of love into this thing. That's very, very, very true. I don't know what that maintenance facility outside of Chicago. Chicago.
Oh, we'll just RGS it until we can afford stuff.
Pretty much.
We're gonna be able to afford stuff.
There is a maintenance depot on the alignment, so it's not going unmaintained. It's just not necessarily maintained enough.
Be the Illinois Central.
It's got to cross an entire division to get maintenance, but it'll get it.
Highly annoyed. Thanks.
Just be like the Illinois Central and put EMD trucks under a big frame block to move them to different places in different
Oh
diesels.
my god, Holland and Lansing is
they're ES&Ding literally.
Cusser.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
but Madison and Rockford's doing okay. But we have a lot more track than they do, so we're gonna keep rolling.
Yeah, keep it rolling. Doing it live.
Yeah, gotta be aggressive on this one.
Mm-hmm. You really do.
Alright, we can afford the service depot. I'm gonna put it down.
Yeah, because Chicago, you're going to want to loop around to Toledo. Probably stopping in, not much in South Bend, that's the problem.
Fort Wayne got the distillery nearby.
Yeah, Fort Wayne's just eked past half a star. I would maybe make that the, yeah, I would go, if you go Chicago, Fort Wayne, Toledo.
Yeah, and then that'll connect
And then once that'll make your connection Cleveland to St. Louis. And then I'd say the first place you're going to want to start buying out people is get all the stuff around Saginaw, because that area, sort of Lower Peninsula, is really lucrative.
Yeah, Lansing is huge carloads right there.
Check to see what that is, because I wonder if it just can't get out. Like, if you connect to that, you might be able to take that somewhere.
Grain coming in.
Click on the brewery there, see if it's making profit, or if they just...
It is.
A little bit.
It's been going
How much is purchase price?
It was 1.7, now it's 4.5.
Yeah, I would say, you know what, if you can... I'd say before you connect Chicago to Toledo, buy this railroad, because it is deep in the Cusser. So...
Yeah. Let's take a look.
If the Fantastic Mr. Fox thing's getting annoying,
it's fine. it's kind of funny.
It's funny.
Just buy a couple shares on.
Yeah, check. What can you do stock wise, or bond wise rather?
Let's take a look. See here. Too many menus. We're not doing so hot on that front. So.
Damn.
Yeah, we need to get.
How are your trains doing?
They're doing okay. 125k, 100k coming in.
Yeah, this even on normal, this is harder than I remembered. I was gonna suggest do it on easy for your first playthrough.
Yeah, this game is actually legitimately hard. Yeah.
It's crazy that. Kids would play this game when it first came out and be like, oh my god, this is cool, and it's like, oh my god, it's so hard.
But yeah, if people like this series, that's something you could do, is do a easier normal playthrough and then do a hard after that, or maybe a challenge one where you only use the oldest equipment from each playthrough, or just something to make it more interesting.
Oh boy, my purchasing power has become negative.
You also have the Coast to Coast DLC, so there are those scenarios as well.
That is true.
Yeah, because this is just the campaign. The actual scenarios are separate from that.
Company Chairman George F. Train. Yes. Correct.
Inventor of train.
Inventor of train.
Well, no, that was, funnily enough, that's the inventor of the tram.
That ain't right.
I'm not joking.
That's funny. Heading to Chicago with booze. The booze cruise.
The booze cruise.
Look at that. 3 cars of booze, 2 cars meat, produce, corn, and a caboose.
I heard you guys like corn.
It is a bummer that Andrew said that railroads weren't really used to do rum running in the same way that automobiles were, which that would have been so fun for other stuff.
Yeah.
The booze cruise. Yeah.
We're cruising the train right now.
It's fine. Alright. Katunk. Oh boy, let's take a look-see. Neutral. No change. Average speed at 13 mile an hour. Yeehaw!
The fact that you're still making profit right now is
good.
The main thing that's good.
Yep.
Yeah, because everyone else is hurting.
Dollars are still coming in.
Dollars are good.
Out of curiosity, how much would it cost to attempt a merger with, or actually check the bond rate, because if you can refinance that 10%.
Nope. 12%, that hurts. We can at least get another bond if we need to, but
I would say let the credit rating get better first. Yeah, let's check.
Yeah. Let's see.
Madison and Rockford's starting to make money now. Oh, but their credit rating's an F.
Nailed it. 16%. Ouch. Yeah, let's see.
Oh, but those are 250,000. Yeah.
Oh,
I would just
boy.
leave that be.
Yep.
It's just gonna, yeah.
Holland and
You're
Lansing,
gonna wanna-
price per share. It's actually
how much?
pretty.
What is it near the top? That's not
less
bad.
than $1 million.
You
Yeah.
probably get that. You're just gonna need to make some money. I'd say check the overall cargo movement.
Economy
Oh, the
slowing.
economy's slowing. Great.
Love
Oh
that.
boy.
Yeah, everyone's gonna start.
Saginaw's got lots
Yeah.
of stuff going on.
Lots of stuff there.
Yeah, what is all the carloads piling up in the middle? Corn.
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 Yeah,
doing
you'll
corn
get
Lots
stuff.
of corn.
Check alcohol again, because that's probably where the corn's going.
Yeah.
Not necessarily on this one.
Weird.
Looks like a couple.
There's a lot of corn around Fort Wayne, and this is the other neat thing you do is you don't have to build a depot just at a town. You could build one at a cluster
Wherever,
of a bunch
yeah.
of farms, and then just haul straight.
Oh, there's dairy farms there.
that would do it.
Oh yes, the dairy
Yeah.
must go to.
Dairy's actually really good as sort of your starting industry purchases if they're profitable. Is they're a lot cheaper to get and they give pretty consistent profit for you. You just can't expand them.
3.3 million.
Yeah.
Oh.
There it is, with a green boiler jacket.
They were green.
It's a little goofy, but
We're gonna make the company mad. They're allowed to be mad at me. More dollars that way.
More dollars.
Can
Replace the
we,
choo-choos.
can we do all the choo-chins?
It's
It's gonna be 160k. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
honestly, the 4 rows aren't that big enough of a difference from the flex beams that I would hold off on it for now.
Are they really?
Fair.
No, they still do a good. They do 8 more cars on the level grade. Or,
8 more mile
sorry,
an
8 more
hour with
tons.
the. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say upgrade like the fastest trains if you really want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the main thing that's hurting you is that these are ugly, so you're losing out on passenger traffic.
Yeah, this train's apparently running lots of passengers somehow.
Yeah, because they replaced that probably more.
Acceptable. Look at that. Look at how pretty it is.
Very
Des Moines got a munitions factory.
Des Moines.
Des Moines. There was a Des Moines just south of where I lived.
Apologies to Desmonese for
Des-
mispronouncing your place name.
Yeah, there was a Des Moines just south of where I used to live in Seattle. So I'm very familiar. Let's see. Unloading the things.
That's a good chunk of change.
Yeah.
A little bit of money going on.
Yeah. If you want to just ride out this recession and just get to a point where you're making more money again.
Now my credit's not spectacular, so
Yeah, I'd say just let it cook a bit.
look
get
at
it
this.
to, like, 800.
Look at this unit goods train leaving Detroit.
Oh my God.
It is literally a double stack in 1855.
You love that. That's pretty funny. Let's see. Okay. Fed up with my performance. Thanks, guys. I don't need that money for anything.
They can deal with it.
You're a
The
doctor.
thing is,
Deal with
you're
it.
making a lot of money. You got some overhead somewhere. Maybe the station thing was a mistake.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe should have gone into like industries really early on.
Oh, they're
stations.
expanding a lot out here. They're probably making money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be ideal.
What's traffic like up by Minneapolis? Because I know you have that unused depot up there, and one in Memphis too. That's probably also it.
Minneapolis
Oh,
is
you
apparently
do Minneapolis to Rochester would give you a lot of money.
presumably, yeah.
Very. hilly terrain
But
up there.
you gotta build a bridge though. That's the tough
Yeah,
part.
that is the crappy
I'd
part.
say maybe once you get to 1,000,
Yeah.
I'd check maybe Memphis because I think it's flatter down there. From what I remember, there's you'd have to go to Dyersburg for that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get the Dyersburg one quickly, because I think they're suffering down there too.
Credit ratings
Yeah, but
come
do you
back
wanna-
up. It's not
question is if you
spectacular
wanna-
though. Let's see.
Oh no, they're starting to
they're-
make money now. Huh.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
definitely.
they have a sawmill. That's probably why. There's a lot of logging down in those parts.
I have a natural 500,000, so I'm gonna pay that back real fast. Just get it off the pile there.
Off the books, yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Jackson Dyersburg. They're not doing great, but they're not doing terrible either. Very pleased for not doing crap. Economy turned around. Love that. Alright. Well, Holland and Lansing is dying violently. Jackson and Dyersburg is in second worst place. But yeah, our friends over at the Madison and Rockford are surviving, so.
Unfortunately.
Well, all in due time. Just wait for the moment to strike. I just wouldn't buy too much on the margin right now for your personal stocks. Like, personal stock doesn't really do much for you unless you're specifically going for a merger.
Yeah.
10%. It's not great.
Check your trains. You got any money coming in?
A fair amount, actually, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would just let it cook. Maybe get rid of some of your debt if you can. Get some of that interest rate off your back.
Yeah, I guess that is ouchy.
Yeah, I'd say let it run until you're.
Or
I guess what you could do if you want to remove the overhead station costs for places that you're not using anymore, you could delete the depot in. Oh shoot!
Look at
New
that!
speed record. The exuberant public will now pay a 20% premium to ride aboard this train.
Yes.
What do you want to call it?
Average of 25 miles an hour. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
That's the space shuttle of its day.
It's a Eureka. Spelling is hard.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's got a little star next to it. Though.
Look at that. Look at all those passenger cars.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they want to ride behind it.
It's a Eureka.
Yeah.
It's apparently was not higher priority than whatever that other train was at the moment, so.
You can change the priority though. That's what that little icon does.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
red triangle.
Economy's slowing.
Yeah. If you give that top priority, it'll take that.
Yeah.
Just click on that.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, we'll just leave them all kind of whatever. The auto priority seems to do fine, so.
Yeah, if you delete the stations in Minneapolis and Memphis, it might take away some of your overhead for the stations until you actually use them. And you can build it in a better spot too.
It's true. It was just to cheese the AI out of their spawn locations.
Yeah, because usually one will almost certainly go Minneapolis or Cedar Rapids if you don't get it.
Yeah, we haven't done much in the building track things. 11% still though. These bonds are
Yeah.
not
I'd
fantastic.
say maybe get rid of the 9%, get your credit rating up to AAA, and then you can start making a move.
Yeah. It's not helping that the economy's slow right now.
They're pleased with my
Yeah,
performance
I mean,
though.
you're making good money though, yeah. Like you are making money, you just had a lot of overhead.
Yeah.
Alright. Help, it captured my mouse off of the screen.
I hate it when it does that.
It's just like, oh, I'm flying away. There's nothing I can do. Everyone's got negative cash. Like to see that.
Love to see it.
Alright.
Is there a lot of traffic going between Chicago and Toledo yet? Not really. Looks like it's trying to. It's definitely starting to permeate all through there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get to a point where like you can get about 1K in the bank, you could probably make that move.
Yeah, the interest rates are just getting worse.
Yeah. This is hard. We might, if you only get like bronze on this one, we might want to redo it for episode 3. If you're game, of course.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it do. How do we get our credit rating better in this game?
You just make a lot of money. Have the economy get better. Just don't make bad lending decisions. Like don't default on your interest payments and stuff. I would be careful with lending too much stock out because A, it annoys investors, and B, if you lend out too much, other railroads might buy that up and try to buy you out.
It's true. But it was good.
Yeah,
I
usually just
shot of cash.
I try to avoid issuing stock unless I'm specifically trying to play the market in a certain way. 12%, damn.
Yeah, it's pretty crap.
The
economy's bad.
Apparently. Gotta get this started.
Handshake meme between the 2020s and the 1850s, just like once in a lifetime recession every 2 years.
It's fine.
For real.
Running through scary Gary there.
Yeah, not Gary, Indiana. No, sir.
Not Louisiana, Paris, France, or Rome. I know it looks like I'm
You
trying
might
to
as well
connect
go
you
to
South Bend, but
You might as well. It's just right there. You could run a spur down to Fort Wayne because it seems the traffic there's more north-south anyway.
yeah.
South. The God intended.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a tough thing getting to Toledo.
Toledo.
Unless I guess that before you build further, I'd cut it back to South Bend. What would cost more, building a line to Toledo or buying out the line just north of there?
Oh yeah, tracks. They're annoyed with brand performance. Yeah,
We're a
let's see.
third of the way through the time frame.
Where is my
Go to that
merger?
attempt merger. Yeah.
Holland and Lansing. Price per share is down to.
Oh, you can get them for cheap. Yeah.
We can.
I
Really
would
get
honestly
them for cheap.
make an offer of about 300K. See if they take it.
See what happens.
Damn.
Nope.
Yeah, you lost 4,000 and 26,000. So, you're either gonna want to start buying some of their stock or make them a higher offer.
Yeah.
Which you can't make another offer for about a year. So I would use this time to start making more money.
Buy some more of their stock,
Yeah.
make some more money.
You could probably start running a train South Bend to Chicago though. Make some of that, recoup some of that cost.
Yeah.
I can't buy more of their stock.
Yeah.
I guess all
You're
their
negative 35,000, and yeah, you don't want to sell with parentheses because that's short selling.
right. But yeah, they don't have anything up. Is I guess all their stock is accounted for.
Yeah, they're not doing well, but yeah, if you lowball them, they kind of get mad in shareholder meetings. So
How
what
dare
you
they?
can do now though is just get a train and run it from South Bend to Chicago, and then you can adjust the route to get to Toledo afterward.
Right. Let's do that. We'll do that. What a good idea. $6,000 worth of grain in a half-full car. A caboose hop with a singular extra
imprecision
step.
scheduled railroading.
Yeah. Yes.
I do like the side door caboose they got there though. Zoom in on
Yes.
that.
It reminds me
Oh,
of
that
the
is
baggage.
that is a normal caboose. Look at
It
that.
reminds me of the comboose at Monticello, the CB2 comboose that we have.
That's fun. I like that.
Yeah, I guess I could pause and then we could actually see it for realsies. Maybe.
Yeah. Palm mooses are cool.
It doesn't really let you zoom in, but yeah.
Use the arrow keys to unhook off of it. Yeah.
It is a goofy looking normal caboose.
All I'm saying is it's normal.
That's my secret, Cap. None of them are normal.
Yeah, pretty much. Dan would say this one's normal. It's fine. Hi,
Yeah.
Dan. This is for our Tickman 3 content. Dan might actually watch this.
I was literally gonna say,
probably will.
get Dan on the channel because Dan probably knows more strats about this than any of us.
Dan is too much of a wealth of knowledge somehow.
Dan just has so much knowledge.
Do you like the kink at the end of my Chicago track? So my engines can roll over into the Great Lakes.
Fine.
Oh my god, I need to send y'all something. Hold on.
Corn. They're gonna be bringing corn back.
I just came across this on my feed.
That's awesome.
Let's see. I can pay back. If I issue more, it's gonna be 12%. That's not great. But I can pay one back, get it off the books. And now I can issue a new one at 11%. That's fine. We will connect these two networks, perhaps.
I also love this rendition of Oh Susanna too.
It is good. BBB. No, we're playing the railroad game. Hurry up and wait. Our stock's worth a lot of money right now. Though. It's pretty good. No, it's Eureka has crashed.
No.
Oh, and it was hauling so much money too. That sucks.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
We also don't have the money to replace it at this instant.
Hold on, real quick, before you tab off of it, where was it running to?
Cleveland?
Oh no, I was just saying check the route so that you know how to type it back in the same way. Okay, so that's your Detroit, Toledo, Cleveland, Toledo.
Oh yeah, because I guess it just totally gets rid of it.
Yeah. Once you get the money for it, yep. That's always the like the quick time event of can you get the thing going.
Never made it go all the way to Saginaw either.
Well, at least it's getting some money back. But that probably means that there's insufficient maintenance along the way. Where's it running to? Oh, you know what? It's because it's only got that one maintenance spot in Detroit.
Yeah,
that's a long way for it to go.
But maintenance
I'd put one maybe around Toledo, because Cleveland's end of the line. I'd do maybe south of Toledo in case that becomes a branching off point.
Yeah. At some point.
Because then you can go to Lima and get some horrible, awful engines.
Yeah. Not
true.
just Shays, just everything, pretty much everything they made was superpowered.
Oh, look at those dollars.
The Shays are neat, but y'all watching this, if you've ever seen any of Lima's rod engines, especially for narrow gauge, they are abysmal. They're a face that even a mother would be like, get this out of here, it's not mine.
Hey yo, Lima made some really good stuff.
They did.
They also made some really bad stuff, but you know.
Most of the good stuff they made were copied.
I'm not talking about the Burks. I'm talking like the scrunkly narrow gauge moguls and stuff. They look horrifying. Imagine if instead of equalizing beams, just 5 rows of coil springs. You will not regret 5 rows of coil springs.
Yeah, that.
But what about the GSs?
They were cool.
One thing a Baldwin
again, late Lima stuff where they had someone else design it for them and then they just built
Yeah.
those. But if it's Lima trying to come up with their own stuff,
not so good.
Look, everyone's got their pros and cons, but
it says a lot that HK Porter outbuilt Lima.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Colony's back on track. Well, thank God. Thank
They're
goodness for
also,
that.
like, insanely overbuilt their boilers for like a safety factor of 5. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Toledo is really stacking up the carloads, apparently.
Yeah, if you can get that out to Chicago and start unloading some of that freight somewhere, it's probably
It's gonna look at that. It's going across the lake. So if you can,
We have an A
get
credit
South
rating.
Bend.
We're sending it.
yeah. Once you do South Bend to
just
Toledo,
build one warm line, go. Make the Northwest Passage to Chi-Town.
Yes. Wow, that's
missed it by that much.
Oh no!
Oh, hey,
I'm
look
not
at train.
money. Hey.
Love that.
Yeah, I would just do Toledo to Chicago, and then start doing.
Oh my
Bunch
God, it
of,
won't let me put a water tower in.
I would just put it. You know what? Because there's probably a water tower over by Cleveland.
Yeah.
I would just put one closer to South Bend, or maybe in the no man's land between there. But
Just gonna get the trains running. Toledo, Chicago.
yep, Toledo, Chicago,
Look at that.
and then I would do a couple of trains.
St.
Do one
Louis.
St. Louis,
Yep.
Saginaw. I would do
Go
one-
from places that are far away, and they will do stuff probably.
Yep, I would do Cleveland, or either Cleveland, St. Louis, or Toledo, St. Louis. I'd do Toledo, St. Louis, because Cleveland's kind of functionally a spur at this point.
Right. Oh wow, yeah. Look at all these new trains.
I would also do one maybe Cleveland, Toledo, or no, I'd do Cleveland, Chicago, St. Louis, Chicago.
Why not? That's actually, yeah, loading up with 155 grand worth of stuff.
That works.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now it's just a matter of hoping and praying that this starts cooking. Actually, I would also check around the Lower Peninsula, like up by up in Michigan, see if there's more traffic up there you can get. Not really. It's really sort of out west is where a lot of the
Oh,
stuff
Cleveland's got a lot of traffic all of a sudden.
Yeah. You could maybe do do another train St. Louis to Cleveland, see how that does.
A second train, St. Louis to Cleveland.
Yep.
Holy crap!
Holy crap! Yeah.
They are ready to drink and have a nice sweater in Cleveland.
Yeah.
That sounds about right for Cleveland.
Alcohol, 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 alcohol. Whoa, caboose. That's kind of hilarious.
Get plastered to hell and back, and then have a blanket to collapse into.
Apparently, seems to be the vibe.
Shopping.
You could try making another offer for the Holland and Lansing.
Yeah, their traffic just got cut off by you running from Toledo to South Bend to Chicago, so their traffic probably fell through the gutter.
Their share price has gotten even lower. $8.
Yeah, try a attempt. What max it out? What does it do?
480.
Oh, that's not that bad. Yeah,
It's not bad
just
at all.
Wait a little bit and then
Just gotta get a little money.
buy them out. Yeah.
Yeah, once one of those trains hits, you're gonna be rolling in dough.
We split 2
Hey,
for
stock
1.
split.
Love that.
Okay, lore time. Like 5 years ago, my fiance was in a car accident and her car got totaled. Luckily, she wasn't hurt, so like she was okay from that. But she needed a new car, and so I did a charity stream, and it was called the Railroad Tycoon 3 Drunkapalooza. This is back when I was still allowed to drink. And I had a rule where one of the stream goals was every time I had a stock split, I would take a shot. I just had a big box of Costco granola bars and a big jug of Costco, like, Kirkland Signature Scotch. And I forgot that I was really good at this game. So, like, I started up and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this seems like a cool reward tier. I start playing Go West, 3-for-1 split, 3-for-1 split, 3-for-1 split. I start playing Germantown, 3-for-1 split, 3-for-1 split. I get to Texas Tea and I had a 4-for-1. And by this point, I was already hammered. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I started sopping up Costco Scotch off my desk with the granola bars and eating those to try to do it. And I just gave up even from that. I was
That's
like, okay,
hilarious.
And then it was a 43-hour stream.
Oh my god.
Holy moly.
Yeah, like I did the entire RT3 campaign drunk off my ass, and then fiance played a Resident Evil 2 speedrun, and some cool people were on for that. And then I woke up hungover as hell, and then I played Spyro 2 with all the controls backwards, which doing that hungover was the worst experience ever.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, which I was able to beat Spyro 2, which was crazy because all the like left was right, up was down, triangle was X, and
Just
square was
maddeningly
circle.
unhelpful.
Yeah, and then after that we had I think like an aerospace engineer come on and helped me launch Jebediah Kerman into the middle of the sun in a biplane.
That's what you do. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And yeah, my fiance it was a little junker, but like it got her to working back for a little bit until we could get like our first actual car together. And yeah, that 43 hours of hell was just it got it done.
I can't.
Yeah.
But it started with way too many stock splits and way too much Costco Scotch.
I can't imagine streaming for that long. Saginaw and you're out of oil? That's not great.
You could make a waypoint and have it go to the...
No, just put a thing down. We got
Let's
money.
put a new one there, yeah.
Yeah. Mark's making enough money now that like that's just a drop in the bucket.
It increased my salary by a lot. Love that. Yeah, we bought out our friends at the.
So your company book value is going to need to be 10 times this by the end of the scenario.
Yeah, we got to get some big things going.
Like,
so
definitely like keep pushing, keep expanding. Again, you're going to want to get to a point where you're making 4 figures a year easily with like 5 figures in cash in the pocketbook at all times.
Cleveland, St. Louis Junction. Yeah, we need to get a situation there. Look, good God, the money is just crazy right now.
Yep.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
It was like a. Just
what you should
switch
do
flipped.
is now, since you bought out that one railroad, connect to it, and connect to it. If they have any redundant trains, get rid of the redundant ones, and then have it actually hook up with probably Detroit and/or Saginaw if you can.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
And then also check to see what debt they have carried over, because you might want to refinance.
I've already refied the debt while you were talking about the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know they have 2 trains that run through here.
Yeah, you probably only need one.
The Lansing Flyer, and then... Yeah,
that one's not making money. I'd just delete that. In the bin. Middle one.
where's the... There it is. Retire this choo-choo. Go away.
Aw, that's cute. It doesn't say you scrapped this train, you retired it. It's stuffed and mounted on a plinth somewhere.
I was gonna say it's on a plinth.
You put it in train baby jail.
They don't change any of the... That's funny.
But yeah, once it gets there, remove everything. Yeah, I would do... Yeah, there and there. Check your station list here.
Holland, Detroit, Holland, Saginaw.
Nice. Yeah, and then Lansing I don't think has an actual connection to it, so you might want another train that does like that to.
Lansing is where a lot of the traffic is. That is right.
Yeah, because Lansing I don't think has an actual connection right now.
Yeah. You've covered this
It
song.
looks like if you were I need to finish the other parts for it, but yeah, this is one of the ones that we covered because for those who don't know, we got permission from Jim Callahan, the producer of the RT3 soundtrack, to do some of the music for Century of Train. So yeah, expect this and a few others sneaking in there.
I would really like
with our own takes on it.
Yeah, I would really like a rendition of Oh Susanna. I do like that in this game.
Oh, Susanna, Red Hair Boy, Liberty, Wave and Wave, which is just a Norman Blake song that's renamed. Like, all of those are on the docket.
Good.
We have been told there was an edict from a certain project manager of ours that we had to do Oh Susanna, so it'll happen.
I forgot.
They're excited about my performance.
Ooh.
$4,000 raise.
Yeah, so I'd say what you might want to do this year is maybe look at doing another merger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say just pick whichever one's limping along the most. Maybe refinance some debt while you're at it.
Yeah, I'm down to a 6% rate. At least that
I'd
singular
say,
one was 6%, but
yeah, make enough money to be able to send another 8% off. You might be able to get more 6%.
yep.
This is going to be close.
Trains
You
do
might
some
get it.
stuff.
I think you'll at least get silver.
I hope so.
You got a really tough hand on this one, which
Yeah.
I mean that's your call. If you get silver, you could probably just continue on because like the only thing you need to win is you just need a medal for each one.
Right.
And this is weirdly for the second map. This is like one of the hardest.
8%. Because the economy just changed. Despite an A credit rating, 8% is what I got.
Oh,
so, rip. Union wins. The war is over.
Yay!
Is there not a suitable water tower situation going on over here?
Probably not.
Each Dixie boy must understand that he must mind his Uncle Sam away.
The 280!
Down to Dixie.
There it is.
Yay. They were standard gauge.
Yeah, it's I think that's a Penzi H1, right? Or was it just called the H class?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I can do that real quick.
I don't care what this graph says. That needs to be double tracked.
Yeah, that might need to be double tracked.
Yes, it is the Pensi H1.
Let's see. You can get well-trained workers that will reduce the cost of track laying by 20%. These folks don't come cheap, and track maintenance will cost 10% more. No.
No, I don't think.
Yeah, your overhead's killing you right now, so...
Yeah, maintenance. Maintenance cost sounds like something I'd like to get rid of.
Yeah.
Fun fact, this is why railroads stop using feed water heaters in a lot of cases, or stuff like Vauquelin cylinders. Is like, yes, you save on fuel, but at the cost of you have to pay a guy a lot more to fix it.
Yep.
Sometimes, it's very wasteful, it's very bad practice in like a modern context, but back in the day they were like, yeah, it's just cheaper to waste fuel, so we'll just buy more fuel.
Yep.
I mean, if it's cheaper.
Jackson and Dyersburg. Turns out I can buy a lot of their stock.
On margin, though.
Yep. Happened.
Well, that's why you make the merger super quick. Although you just drove the stock price up, so it's going to be more expensive.
It is, yeah.
I'd say give it a cooldown time. With their well, that's the problem. Is if their stock price decreases, you're going to have to sell it.
Well, do I just...
I don't know if that was a good idea there, Mr. Barkman.
He's already said...
Hi, I'm your broker. Why did you do that?
Fine, go away.
And now you've absolutely tanked their stock price, and they're going to be very mad at you.
Yeah, I'd give that a cooldown time before you're going to attempt a merger, because they're going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Even if I just give them all the money?
Yep.
Maybe.
Probably.
I mean, you could try, but I don't think that line is not worth 900. I would just let them.
Yeah.
Well, it gets me close to Memphis, and one of the goals of the scenario is Cleveland to Memphis.
Oh, is it really to Memphis?
Yeah.
I thought it was just Cleveland, St. Louis. I didn't realize Memphis was...
Oh, no, it is Cleveland to St. Louis. Oh, never mind. Full of crap.
I mean, Memphis is still going to be good to get, because, like, Memphis to Chicago or Memphis to Cleveland or Toledo is going to be big bucks.
Yeah. Maybe this is when we make our island line from Minneapolis to Rochester.
Yeah, the main thing is just you're going to want to be constantly expanding anywhere you can, all the time. Like, you need... like most of the map connected up to be able to make enough money to buy the industries to beat the scenario.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I would just build straight down there. It's gonna be gross trackage, but like one bridge is better than two.
Yeah. Tuito!
Woo!
Oh, you don't have enough though. You only have nice $1,000.
Oh.
You could do an American.
Yeah, so the Tuito is three times the cost.
Yeah, but just get it running. Like, get it running, get it working. It's cheap.
Yeah, that way. Yeah.
Yeah, do the cheap expansion that starts making the consistent payments, and then you can upgrade.
They're neutral, and they cut my salary $3,000. Cool.
That tends to happen once you get over $20,000 a year for salary.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I've had years where they're like excited about my performance, but they still cut my salary.
It's like, but why? Well, you're still making too much money. Oh, okay, thanks.
There is a cheat you could potentially use if you want to try to get an advantage over the other railroads. I actually don't know if this is a legitimate one or not. I do know that if you type in oops, it will crash all the trains on the map. But if you... I vaguely remember hearing that if you type in Casey Jones, it might crash all the trains of your competitors.
That's...
That's funny.
That is hilarious.
To pull up the cheat menu if you want to do that.
How?
Period key?
Period?
Do I detect a cheater in the house? Try Casey Jones, see what happens.
All lowercase?
I think there might need to be a space, but I mean you could try various permutations. Try that first. Maybe not. Maybe capital C, capital J.
Maybe.
I might be misremembering this.
It's funny that they have this like that.
Well, let me double check the cheat list. I might just be misremembering that. Or am I misremembering, or was it a misprint in the strategy guide for it? Because I remember like a lot of RT3, or not RT3, like RCT1, like official strategy guide and tutorial booklet stuff was just wrong about the game, and Marcel Voss did a whole video on it.
Huh. That's funny. Alright.
Alright, let me look up the cheats
What
here.
is...
I already have them up. I don't see any for Casey Jones.
You're a liar, and you'll spend an eternity on this ship.
I see a goofy cheat for this game.
Okay,
would be
no.
hilarious.
Yeah, no, there's... Okay, I'm just misremembering then. Oh, are you looking at was it Upgrade, where it just changes everything to the HST 125?
Well, that one's funny. I was looking at Trains Around My Blood, and I'm like, you could have a big boy in 1866.
Yeah, that gives you access to all of the stuff there. The funniest one is if you type in "we have a winner gold," it'll just say "you win ... cheater." Yeah, no, let's do a sheet list run, at least for now.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
You can do a run where it's like trains go double the speed.
Yeah, that's you type in go 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 and they get twice as fast. And you'll know it worked because like you'll start getting like every single train is setting a land speed record on the map.
Yeah, you get a planet. You get a freaking planet doing 200 miles an hour.
Or you get you do safety first and your trains never crash.
That actually, I could see that being helpful if you want to save on maintenance costs.
Yeah.
We were making all the monies, and then now we're just not really
Not doing that.
Yeah,
The economy was
Oh,
sad.
they crash.
it's not doing great. Come on, trains, make the dollars.
Dollary dues.
Dollary dues.
Oh, is the stream stuttering for anyone else?
It probably
A
is
little
in
bit.
Discord, yeah.
Yeah.
We have been recording this episode for an hour and 16 minutes at the moment. This scenario's taken longer than the first one, kind of unsurprisingly, but anyway.
Nope, not surprising at all.
What you could do is if these get too long for a single episode, you can always split them into two.
You can always
true.
you can always drop a save.
Yeah, I think we might do that and see how this turns out next time.
Yeah.
It's,
drop
this
drop
is
an episode.
getting there.
Another episode.
Ep 2. There it is. Well, bam. Well, everyone, hopefully you guys have been enjoying this, and we'll pick it up next week. So, again, thank you, Spin, Green Ninja, and Wings and Strings for joining us, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Bye.